The Rams and Lakers have a common problem, and it isn't traffic. They both traded away loads of draft capital to win championships. Now they're struggling, and those picks have surged in value. By Andrew Beaton. November 15, 2022, 7 a.m. Eastern Time. After the Los Angeles Rams won the Super Bowl, general manager Les Snead went to the team's victory parade wearing a shirt that was both outrageous and a testament to the strategy that took his team to the peak of the football world. It had a picture of his face overlaid by 3 words, F them picks. His version included 3 additional letters and no dash. Another Los Angeles area resident seemed to appreciate Snead trumpeting his unorthodox philosophy of repeatedly trading away the team's top draft selections to acquire established superstars. Legend. My type of guy? LeBron James tweeted above a picture of Snead wearing the shirt. Snead's Rams and James's Los Angeles Lakers both won championships over the past few years in part because they unloaded their picks and got superstars in return. The strategy worked, and they have rings to prove it. But circumstances have changed dramatically in the 9 months since the Rams parade. Now the Rams and the Lakers are the types of teams that would love to have their picks. One of the similarities between the NFL and the NBA is that mediocrity tends to be disincentivized. It's good to be great, but it can also be good to be bad. That's because worse teams get better draft picks. Now the Rams and Lakers face a surprising reality that the picks they shipped away are looking increasingly valuable. The Lakers are the biggest bust of this basketball season, with a 3-10 record that's among the worst in the entire league. The Rams, meanwhile, are 3-6 after Sunday's 27-17 loss to the Arizona Cardinals, putting them on track to have one of the most head-splitting Super Bowl hangovers ever. In normal circumstances, these might be the exact type of teams that might consider tanking. When a team is crummy, it can be better to become even crummier. That's why bad teams often don't mind offloading key players during the season. They get something in return, and can reap the additional windfall that comes with bottoming out. The Rams have been the beneficiary of this in the past, like when they got star pass rusher Von Miller at last season's trade deadline. The Rams and Lakers don't have that same motivation because their top picks are long gone already. The Rams last used their first-round pick in 2016 and don't have another one until 2024, thanks to trades for the likes of cornerback Jalen Ramsey and Matthew Stafford. The Lakers don't have their first-rounder in the next draft, owing to the 2019 trade for big man Anthony Davis that helped deliver the team a championship inside a bubble the next season. Every game the Lakers lose is a win for the New Orleans Pelicans, who have the right to swap picks with the Lakers in the next NBA draft, in addition to another future pick. One of the oddities of trading away draft picks into the distant future is that the value of those selections can swing dramatically. Typically, teams willing to trade away their early choices think they're going to be pretty good, which means picking pretty late. And picks deep into the first round are worth far less than ones near the top of the draft. The pick the Detroit Lions got from the Rams in this year's NFL draft for Stafford was 32nd overall, or dead last, because the Rams won the Super Bowl. But next year, the Lions stand to profit off shorting the Rams. That selection, as of now, would be in the top 10 of the draft. This type of bet is growing in popularity. This last year has shown how more and more teams in the NBA and NFL have adopted the idea printed on Snead's shirt. To acquire guard DeJounte Murray this summer, the Atlanta Hawks sent 3 firsts to the San Antonio Spurs. When the Minnesota Timberwolves got center Rudy Gobert from the Utah Jazz, they sent back an even bigger haul, 4 firsts, another player they had just drafted in the first round, along with the rights to swap picks another year. Those 2 deals also reflect the different dividends those trades can pay. The Hawks look pretty good with Murray. The Timberwolves and Gobert don't. Which is great news for the Jazz, who also happen to be the stunning early season success story in the NBA. It's also terribly disappointing for Timberwolves fans, who watch them mortgage the future only to have the team regress, at least initially. By that standard, football prices are relatively cheap. It took only 2 first-rounders for the Broncos to acquire quarterback Russell Wilson, not that the Seahawks regret selling when they did. Wilson and Denver have been a flop. Seattle is leading its division. The Rams were quiet at this season's trade deadline, and it's unclear whether they can swing their fortunes over the remainder of this season. The team has suffered an unusual rash of injuries, including Stafford, who missed Sunday's game. The usual reinforcements aren't on the way. The Lakers look like a bigger mess. After trading away the mountain of picks for Davis, they traded away their depth for Russell Westbrook, which has been the clunkiest fit imaginable next to James. The team has so much salary tied up in those three players they haven't been able to afford the three-point shooting necessary on a team built around James. The Lakers are currently the worst three-point shooting team of the last decade. Westbrook's contract has become a particularly toxic asset. The only way to flip him for good players would likely be by attaching something else valuable enough to coax another team into accepting his bloated deal. One way to address the problem might be by doubling down on their strategy and attaching even more future picks to unload Westbrook and get something valuable back. But their most effective strategy might actually be trading Anthony Davis and recouping some picks so they can trade them again for another star this summer. Write to Andrew Beaton at andrew.beaton@wsj.com.